It all started on a seemingly ordinary night. Our family resided in an old, creaky house on the outskirts of town, a place brimming with laughter and the warm patina of shared memories. Maria, our housekeeper for nearly a decade, had seamlessly woven herself into the fabric of our family. A villager by origin, she had migrated to the city in search of a better life, and soon endeared herself to us with her gentle demeanor and infectious smile. That night, we were all submerged in deep sleep, oblivious to the impending nightmare. At 2 a.m., the quiet was violently broken by the sound of shattering glass. Woke up, heart racing, as the peacefulness of our home was breached. My parents were already up, faces drawn with fear. The sound of heavy, hurried footsteps echoed from the living room below. It was undeniable. We were not alone. 3 shadowy figures emerged from the darkness, their intentions as ominous as the night itself. They were robbers, fueled by desperation and unpredictability. In a valiant effort to defend us, Maria confronted them. Her bravery was unmatched, yet tragically, bravery was not enough that night. Amidst a tumult of screams and a scramble for safety, her life was cruelly claimed by one of the intruders. Her body hit the ground with a haunting thud, a sound that seemed to reverberate through the house eternally. The police arrived promptly after a frantic call from my father. The intruders were captured, but it was too late for Maria. The immediate danger had passed, yet the dark shadow of that night persisted, lingering in our home like an ominous specter. Maria was gone, yet her absence left a profound void. In the ensuing days, an oppressive silence enveloped the house. It was a silence that weighed heavily on the ears, imbuing our hearts with an overwhelming sense of dread. However, it wasn't merely the silence that haunted us. Each night, inexplicable sounds began to emanate from the attic, right above Maria's former quarters, which she had meticulously cleaned before her untimely demise. The noises began as faint creaks, akin to ancient wood bending under unseen pressures. Soon, these disturbances intensified. Nightly, the sounds grew louder and more frantic, with soft thuds and whispers of movement, as if someone, or something, was relentlessly searching for something lost. Compelled by a blend of fear and a desire for answers, I ventured into the attic one evening. As I ascended the narrow, groaning staircase and pushed open the stiff door, a wave of musty air greeted me. The room was in chaos, with previously stored items now haphazardly strewn about, as though searched through by desperate, unseen hands. Night after night, I returned, driven by a hope to find some clue, any explanation for the relentless upheaval. Yet there was nothing. Only the persistent, eerie disturbance of objects Maria once cared for, now seemingly manipulated by invisible forces. The investigation into the break-in underscored a disturbing vulnerability in our once secure neighborhood, and the trial of the robbers offered little comfort, as they displayed no remorse. Struggling with our ordeal, my mother sought grief counseling, and my father immersed himself in work. We each coped with the trauma in our own way. Seeking solace, we consulted a local priest renowned for his grasp of spiritual disturbances. He posited that Maria's spirit might be restless, troubled by the violent nature of her passing. Heeding his advice, we conducted a small ceremony in the attic, offering prayers and seeking to appease any disquiet we may have caused her spirit. Our home never reclaimed its once peaceful essence. We continued to live there, surrounded by the remnants of what was once a joyful residence, now overshadowed by the memory of that transformative night and the strange, ongoing sounds from the attic. It seemed as though Maria was still present, her spirit making itself known, reminding us of life's fragility and the harshness of fate. Perhaps, in some ethereal way, she remained forever intertwined with the attic, holding on to the last echoes of her existence. It all began on a calm Tuesday evening. The usual faint hum of the city beyond my window, which typically connected me to the bustling world outside, was eerily absent. Instead, An odd stillness enveloped the night, punctuated only by irregular popping noises emanating from above my attic. Having moved into the aging two-story Victorian house some months prior, I was accustomed to its creaks and sighs. Yet, this sound was unfamiliar, peculiar, and unsettling. Compelled by a mix of reluctance and necessity, I fetched a flashlight from the kitchen drawer and ascended the narrow staircase leading to the attic. With each step, the wooden stairs groaned under my weight, and the air grew colder. The popping noises intensified, resembling the crackling of dry ice. Upon reaching the attic, I pushed open the heavy door, and the beam of my flashlight revealed dust motes dancing in the light, with old boxes stacked against the walls appearing to lean in curiously. Navigating carefully through the maze of forgotten heirlooms and seasonal decorations, the source of the noise continued to elude me. Then, as I shifted a box filled with old books, the noise crescendoed. A sharp, definitive pop that startled me. I traced the sounds to a dusty corner where an old wooden chest rested, untouched and layered with years of dust. As I approached, the noises halted abruptly, replaced by a palpable silence. With a blend of caution and curiosity, I opened the chest. Inside, wrapped in a faded cloth, I discovered a collection of old mechanical toys. A tin soldier with a drum, a clattering monkey with cymbals, and a small, intricate carousel. To my astonishment, as I lifted the carousel into the light, it began to turn, the tiny horses bobbing up and down, and the popping sound resumed with each rotation. It seemed as though the toy had awaited decades for someone to unlock its melody. I learned that these toys belonged to the original owner of the house, a toymaker who had passed away many years prior. The town's old-timers spoke of him with a mix of admiration and mystery, recounting tales of a craftsman who imbued his creations with his soul. His spirit, they said, lingered in his works, giving them a life of their own. In the nights that followed, I found solace in the attic, winding up the toys and listening to their mechanical symphonies. Each pop and click whispered secrets from the past, tales of joy and sorrow interwoven. The noises that once induced fear had transformed into echoes of a bygone era, connecting me to the history of my new home in the most unexpected way. Over time, my house felt less like a mere structure of wood and stone, and more like a living entity, rich with memories. The once unsettling popping noises now brought a comforting rhythm to my solitary evenings. The attic, once a place of eerie disturbances, became a sanctuary where the past met the present, each pop and crackle a note in the endless melody of life. In that melody, I discovered not just history, but a newfound sense of belonging. Join me as we uncover the mysteries behind the strange noises popping up in my attic. Like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing tales filled with suspense, history, and unexpected discoveries. Don't miss out on the adventure.